Hello YouTube, Gundam fans and Gundam builders. Welcome to OtakuOrUs.com's very first Master Grade unboxing. And what better way to start our series of unboxing videos with none other than the original Gundam design, the RX-78-02. This Gundam is from the anime series Gundam The Origin. We're only up to episode 2 and we have yet to see the Gundam, so I'm guessing we're getting a sneak peek at what the RX-78-02 is going to look like. This Master Grade came out today in Japan. I'm super excited to open it up, build it and show you what it looks like, but first let's have a look at the exterior of the box. So on the very front we have the box art, and I really like what the artist has done here and made the Gundam look very sinister looking. Really cool. And on the very top here we have this huge shoulder cannon which I've never seen before on an RX-78-02. It looks really cool. I'm really excited to see how it actually looks once we've built the Gundam. I've watched all the Universal Century animes, I've read a few of the mangas, and I've never seen a shoulder cannon on an RX-78-02. Maybe I'm missing something. If you've ever seen one, let me know in the comments section below. I'd be really interested to find out. On the side of the box we have some images just basically showing you the different poses that you can do with this Master Grade. It looks like this is going to be a really good build for people who like to display their Gundams and put their Gundams into different sort of action poses. And on the other side of the box here we have a few more images just showing the front and rear views. Unfortunately a action base stand isn't included inside the Master Grade box, so you have to buy those separately, but don't worry, we do sell those on the OtakuOrUs.com website. And the optional yellow LED units hasn't been released yet, but we will sell those on the website as well. But the LED units would go into the compartment underneath the head units, and of course the LED unit would light up the back of the eyes, giving you that really cool eye glow effect. And speaking of effects, we have a few effect parts that come with this Master Grade build. These are muzzle flashes for the different weapons on the chest and the anti-infantry gun on the left wrist there. It looks like it's quite detailed looking actually, but we'll have to see what those actually look like once we've built the Gundam itself. We also have ammo array both in a standing and sitting position, so you can put ammo into the Gundam cockpit. For weapons we have the shield, the hyper bazooka, 2 beam rifles, one with a scope, and those beam rifles can be attached to the back of the shield. We have the 2 beam sabers, and of course that huge shoulder cannon that we saw on the front of the box. And finally we have lots of decals to stick onto the Gundam to give it that overall finish. Okay, so that is the exterior of the box. Let's go ahead and open it and have a look inside. Straight away we have lots of plastic runners, as you would expect from, well, from any Gundam build I suppose. Inside we have the shield components with some seal stickers. Here we go. These are the muzzle flashes we just saw. Let's see if I can get that close to the camera so you can see clearly. They look quite detailed. To be honest, I'm not a really big fan of how these sort of clear plastic special effects look, but we'll stick them onto the Gundam and show you what they look like. They look okay, I guess. We've got the beam sabers there. We've got some really intricate looking hands here. I think each individual finger is actually movable, so we'll be able to put the actual hands into different fists and grips when holding different weapons, so that would be really cool. Got some other plastic runners here, the hyper bazooka components, looks like the foot armor components there, some components for the torso section. More components, I'm guessing this is for the backpack and possibly some more torso parts. This plastic runner has the beam rifle and it has the decals. Lots and lots of decals there, so we'll be able to stick these onto the Gundam and have a very detailed looking finish to the Gundam build. More plastic components, the other beam rifle just there, and an instruction booklet. Usually when you open up a Gunpla, you would just have an instruction sheet that folds out, but it's nice to see an actual booklet. So let's have a quick look inside. So we have the different units, components that make up the actual Gundam. Just some information on how to attach the decals, how to cut the individual parts off the plastic runners. The head units you can see there. The LED unit would go into the compartment underneath the head units. Got the arm units there. And if you can have a quick look here, we can see more detail of the actual hand itself. Individual fingers do appear to be movable, so we'll be able to do lots of different grips depending on what weapons the Gundam is holding. That's the race units there. Got some color imagery here, the color guide for the different paints that you'll need for both the Gundam and for Amuro. So on this page here you can see the different sort of positions that you can move the limbs. It looks like a lot of thought and design has gone into the build of this Gundam. You're already seeing the different sort of poses that this Gundam can do. We can see the shoulder cannon there and the muzzle flashes. I really like here the foot. We'll have to look at this in more detail once we've built the Gundam, but we can see that the foot is broken into 3 parts here. We have a toe and a heel section which can bend, and then it looks like the toes can actually rotate slightly left and right, which is really interesting. And the thrusters there pop out from the back of the calf of the leg. Got some the leg units there. The leg units are attached by a ball joint, it looks like. Yes, they are. We have the weapons here as well. Well, this page folds out. Okay, so this is just basically showing the weapons, the beam rifles attaching to the back of the shield, the hyper bazooka attaching to the back of the waist there. The beam sabers, okay, yeah. So it looks like the beam sabers actually click into the hand itself, which should hopefully hold them in place a lot more sturdier. And we have the shoulder cannon, which can rotate 180 degrees. I'm guessing that's how the Gundam would reload the magazine on the shoulder cannon. And the shoulder cannon can slide forward slightly. I'm guessing that would be its firing position. And at the bottom of this page it's just showing the different muzzle flashes and where to attach them. And on this page here we have the other parts of the Gundam that move, the cockpit door, the shoulder armor there, which opens up slightly, which will allow more movement in the arm itself, which is great to see. We've got some guards here for the waist. The legs, which are attached by a ball joint. It looks like the legs can actually move forward away from the torso. And this is just showing the LED unit which goes into the bottom of the head unit there. And on the final page we have what looks like a blueprint, but it's actually just showing where all the different decals go on the Gundam. Okay, so that is the unboxing of the Gundam RX-78-02 for the Gundam The Origin Master Grade. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pause the video. I'll quickly put the individual components together, and then we'll come back to the video and I'll show you each individual component in detail, and then we'll put them all together to build the actual Gundam, and we'll show that to you as well. Okay, so stay with us, we'll be back. Okay, and I'm back. So what I've done is I've constructed the individual components that make up the Gundam. So what I'm going to do for you now is talk about each component in greater detail, and then after that we'll put all the components together to build the final Gundam. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's first start with the leg component. What I like about the leg component on this particular master grade is actually the feet. So with the feet you have a toe and a heel component which allows it to go up and down. And with the toes as well, you can actually rotate them slightly both to the left and to the right. So what this means is that if you wanted to pose the Gundam, say with its legs split apart, you could rotate the toes slightly so that the toes would be flush with the ground. And what I really like is just the level of thought and detail that has gone into the design of not just the leg component but the whole master grade Gundam altogether, the RX-78-02. There's really good range of movement in the ankle joint as well, and if we show you the leg bending from the knee joint. It can bend 180 degrees there. So that's really good if you want to have the Gundam, say, kneeling down or on its knees. for whatever reason you'd want a Gundam on its knees for, I do not know. But yes, so you have really good range of movement in the knee joint there. What I like is the knee pad as well. You have a sort of almost like a mini shield for the knee pad. Very sharp looking design. I really like that. And then in the thigh as well, you can see the actual armor sort of at the seams moves away from each other slightly, which I thought was really cool as you bend the leg there. On the back of the leg as well, we have the booster, which is behind this little flap here. So if we just get our nail underneath the bottom of this flap door, you can open it and reveal the back of the booster there. So the booster just pops out like so. Okay, so that is the leg components for this master grade. Really well thought out, great range of motion in all the joints. Okay, up next is the waist unit. So the waist unit has these armor pads which go all the way around the Gundam, and these pads can lift up as well as go down slightly depending on what pose you have the Gundam in. If we lift them up slightly, we can show you the actual ball joints, which are where the legs connect to. So if we put the ball joint into its neutral position there, so that is the ball joint's neutral position. And what I like is that you can actually move the ball joint slightly forward, like so. And that way you could actually have one leg in front of the other, which I thought was really cool as well. So the best way to illustrate this would be, of course, to attach the legs. So I'll go ahead and do this for you now. Okay, just make sure that's in. Okay, make sure we've got a nice and snug fit. These armor pads back down. Okay, so let's lift those ones up for you. So there we have the ball joint with the leg in its neutral position, and then we can move the ball joint slightly forward, and there you can see one leg is in front of the other. So I just thought that was really well thought out. If you wanted to have your Gundam, say, look like it was walking, or if you just wanted to have it so that one leg was in front of the other, maybe it's about to do a moonwalk. But yeah, I just like the thought again that's gone into the range of motion that you can have in the legs and in those ball joints there. So really good master grade if you want to have your Gundam doing all sorts of poses. I'll quickly show you as well the movement here in the ball joints. So of course you can get the leg up as high as so, in almost a 90-degree position, and you can rotate like so, have the leg forward slightly like you're kicking a Zaku in the nuts, and then we can put that, it's getting a bit too frisky here. Let's put the leg back onto the ball joint there. Okay, so yes, all in all it's got very good range of motion, and I really like how you can have one leg in front of the other. Okay, so that's the legs attached to the waist unit. Okay, up next is the body units for the Gundam. So again, we have really good range of motion in the torso. So I'll go ahead and attach it to the waist unit there, so I can illustrate the range of motion that we have. So from the torso, you can have the Gundam leaning backwards and leaning forwards, of course. You can rotate 360 degrees, and then you can also lean the Gundam to the right and to the left as well. So that's really good for just having all that flexibility in this particular master grade. So again, for those who like to pose their Gundams into different sort of action poses, if you will, this will be a really good build for you. We also have the cockpit door here, so we go ahead and open that up, and inside we have Amuro Ray sitting down. Amuro is of course separate to the actual cockpit. You can take Amuro out and paint him, and you also get Amuro in a standing little figurine as well. So after you've built the Gundam, if you're up to the challenge, you can try painting these tiny little figures of Amuro Ray. Let's go ahead and close the cockpit door there. On the sides you have the connectors for the arms, and on the back another connector for the backpack. This grey area here is actually the LED unit compartment. So very strangely, Bandai has released this master grade build for the RX-78-02, which we all know has yellow lit up eyes, but for some reason they haven't released the yellow LED units yet. So we'll have to use the green LED units just so I can show you what the Gundam looks like with its eyes lit up. So you'll have to forgive me for using a green LED. Okay, it's flickering for some strange reason. See if you can get it. Okay, why are we always having technology problems when the camera is rolling? I do not know. Okay, anyways, let's just go ahead and put the LED units into the compartment there. Slide that back into the body units, and we'll go ahead and attach the Gundam head. See if we can show you what that looks like lit up. So hopefully this gives you a indication of what the Gundam head looks like with the LED units in there. You'll just have to imagine that the light is actually yellow. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks really cool. Unfortunately, my room is quite well lit, but if it was a bit darker, those lights would look a lot. Those eyes would look a lot brighter. But yeah, it's very cool looking. It really adds to the overall final finish of the Gundam. But for the time being, we'll just go ahead and take the head off for now, and I'll talk a little bit more about the body units. Just turn this LED off. So to finish the review of the body unit itself, at the very top here we have this yellow flap which you can push back, and it reveals a small Gatling gun. I'm not entirely sure why, but they gave you a blue and a yellow flap to choose from. I chose the yellow one just to illustrate that this flap can actually move backwards to reveal a Gatling gun, but I guess it doesn't really matter if you're going to paint your model. Of course, regardless of which flap you use, you can just change the color with paint. And on the other side of the body units, we have what I think is a small cannon, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comment section below what that is. But yes, so that's the body units with weapons and the LED compartment. So we'll go ahead now and talk about the arms for this master grade build. Okay, up next we have the arms for this master grade. So what I like about these arms is the hands actually. What I like is that the hands are very intricate. You have each individual finger is movable on its little ball joints, and the actual finger is split up into the actual joins that you would have on a finger. So you can actually position the fingers around different grips depending on what weapon or whatever the Gundam is holding. So that is really cool. Again, just for those of us who like to display their Gundams, you have a lot of freedom in just pretty much every joint on this Gundam. You can position pretty much everything the way you want it to look. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead and have a closer look at this hand. See, I can get it up close here for the camera for you. But you can see each finger is movable on its little ball joints. The fingers can come off. I don't highly recommend it because it is a tiny ball joint, so I think it would wear down quite quickly. And I do apologize about the poor sanding job that you're seeing here. I was just in a very botched job, just quickly putting this master grade together. But if I had more time, I would do a better sanding job on these fingers here. But they are very delicate, so you definitely want to take your time when you're putting together the hand component of this arm. So let's go ahead and attach the arm to the body units. So it goes into there. Then of course we have the other one here. Let's go ahead and attach that. Okay. Oh, it's rebelling against me. There we go. Okay, so as you saw just there, you can actually pull the arm out slightly, so you can have the arm sort of a little bit wider away from the body unit, like so. And then you have all kinds of range of movement here in the joints. You can have the arm sort of coming in towards the center in front of the Gundam. If you push the arm back into the body units, you can rotate 360 degrees. The shoulder armor opens up slightly at the top, so you can have the arm positioned slightly higher than shoulder. Of course, the arm rotates and bends at the elbow, and then the hands are on a ball joint, so those can rotate 360 degrees. And as I said earlier, the fingers and the thumb are all movable. So it's a really intricate, maybe a little bit delicate arm component, but it gives you so much freedom in just how you position and pose your Gundam, and how it holds different weapons, and, well, anything really. In the hand itself, it also has a very small sort of plastic joint which folds out, and that's basically connects to the weapon handles, sort of like a jigsaw puzzle, so it gives you more stability when holding weapons, so you don't have to rely on the grip of the hand component, because it is, like I said earlier, quite delicate, so it wouldn't be able to hold weapons on its own. You'd have to have this little plastic component sticking into the handle of a weapon to hold it in place. Let me see if I can just illustrate this for you. Should have got a toothpick to do this. Just quickly poke this through this center hole here. Okay, so you see if you can see that. Get that close to the camera there. So you have this little plastic bit sticking out from the hand here, and that would go into the handle of the different weapons that come with this master grade. Okay, so that is the arms for this master grade build. I'll go ahead and attach this component back to the hand here. Okay, put that back in, and we will put the arm back on the body unit there. Okay, so let's now have another look at the head of the Gundam. So I guess we've already kind of looked at the head for this Gundam RX-78-02. We've seen the eyes light up with the green LED units. There's nothing really else to say about it. We all know what the RX-78-02 Gundam head looks like. It is the original Gundam head. It's a very well put together component. It's not fragile in any way, apart from the V insignia which is on the forehead there. But aside from that, it's a decent head for this master grade, and attaches to the body unit with the simple ball joint. So once it's attached, you have a range of movement, of course 360 degrees. You can have the Gundam facing down slightly and also looking up. And that is the head units for the Gundam. There's not really much else to say in regards to it. Okay, let's go ahead and attach the backpack units to the body. Okay, so this is the backpack for the RX-78-02. It's your standard fare backpack, 2 boosters, and on either side you have the beam saber handles. So this on the back of the backpack, I guess you would have this little hole here which would connect to the back of the body units. So we'll go ahead and do that. Very easy to attach it to the Gundam, and then the thrusters at the back can move slightly depending on what position you want the boosters to be, the thrusters. And then in the center here you have this grey component, which if you push slightly it rotates 180 degrees to show a port, and then the shield component would actually be able to attach to the backpack there. So I'll quickly illustrate this for you now. So there we have the Gundam shield attached to the backpack of the Gundam. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this shield next. Okay, next let's talk about the shield components for the RX-78-02. So on the back of the shield we have this main component here which can go up and down. This component has the joint arm for connecting the shield to the back of the arm and as well as the backpack, and then we have this handle here which the Gundam hands can of course grip. The actual middle component can also slide down on the shield itself and can actually be removed, so you can actually have the handle turned over in 180 degrees if you wanted the shield to be held upside down or in the white up position. So let's go ahead and have it held upside down by the Gundam as it's shown in the box art on the front cover of the box and the instruction booklets. So this connector will attach itself to the back of either arm here. So just go ahead and do that. And then we'll slide the hand through the handle, get those fingers through. The hand is very, very delicate, especially the fingers, so you're going to want to take your time doing this unless you want fingers falling out all over the place. Okay, so there we have the Gundam holding the shield upside down, like so. So that's pretty cool. And then if we remove the shield from the arm there, let's put that handle back. You can of course attach the shield to the back of the Gundam on the backpack, like so. And then finally on the shield itself it has this little switch here which allows for the eye shield on the shield to open and close. So the Gundam can peek through the shield there. And, it's a bit stiff, but it does close and open quite smoothly. It's just the switch itself. And then also we have these two ports here, so the beam rifles can actually attach itself to the shield on either side. So the shield is capable of holding both beam rifles. So I'll go ahead and talk about the beam rifles now. Okay, next up we have the beam rifles which come with the master grade. So this is your standard fare beam rifle. The beam rifle has a scope which can rotate left and right 90 degrees, and then you also have the front handle which can rotate 90 degrees. So depending on how you want the Gundam holding the rifle in either hand, it can either just hold it with the one hand or it can hold it with both hands, either on the left or the right. Also the handle itself has the little plastic connector which can come out on either side, so again that would connect to the hand, and that way, like a jigsaw, they would both entwine together, just giving you that more stable grip, so you don't have to rely on the Gundam's fingers, on the Gundam's actual grip of the fingers holding the weapon. And then you also have this joint here which folds out, and that joint allows the beam rifle to be attached to the shield. Let's go ahead and do that for you very quickly. I think maybe it'll be better on the other side here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's one beef wipe. That's one beam rifle, beef rifle. That's one beam rifle attached to the shield there. And then the other beam rifle is a slightly more beefier one with a scope, so I'm guessing this is more for long range. Again, we have the little joint which comes out to connect the beam rifle to the back of the shield, and then we also have a handle for the Gundam to hold onto. So in this case, this beam rifle is intended really to be held with the right hand on the trigger and the left hand on the side handle there. But of course, you know, you can have it on either hand. It's entirely up to you. And again, the handle has a connector joint as well, which would pop out, and that would interlock with the hand itself. And the scope can also rotate 90 degrees on either side there. So let's go ahead and attach that to the shield so you can see what it looks like with both beam rifles attached to the shield. So there you go, that's the shield now holding both beam rifles there. Okay. We also have the Hyper Bazooka. The Hyper Bazooka is very cool looking. I've always liked how the Gundam RX-78-02 just had this ridiculously long bazooka. So here we have the bazooka, the Hyper Bazooka. Again, the scope can rotate 90 degrees to either side. The trigger can go up and down slightly, and we have a handle here at the back if the Gundam wants to hold the bazooka with two hands. And we have this little connector at the side of the Hyper Bazooka, and this allows it to be attached to the back of the Gundam at the rear of the waist unit, like so. Okay, and the final weapon to talk about is none other than the shoulder cannon. So if you wanted to attach the shoulder cannon to the Gundam, you would have to remove the left beam saber from the backpack. So just go ahead and pop that out there. And then the shoulder cannon on its joint would attach to where the beam saber once was. So that's the shoulder cannon in its firing position. It can move slightly forward, but it's very slight. It's almost not even noticeable really, but I'll see if I can try and capture it on camera. So, gosh, it really is slight. I don't even know if that is supposed to happen, but it's so slight and pointless. I mean, you might as well just have it rotated into the position with the cannon over the shoulder and just call that the firing position. But supposedly the cannon, the shoulder cannon, can move slightly forward, but it's not very well designed, if I say so myself. But that is the shoulder cannon there in its firing position, and then you can also have it rotated 90 degrees when it's not being used, and it can go a full 180 degrees so that the magazine is underneath the arm there, so the Gundam can have access to the magazine if it wanted to reload the shoulder cannon. That said though, I mean, I think the shoulder cannon is really cool. It definitely adds to the RX-78-02. I just wish they had thought a little bit more about having the cannon slide forward slightly, just better illustrate that in its design. But overall, it's a very cool looking addition to the RX-78-02's arsenal. And of course, no Gundam would be complete without some beam sabers. So let's go ahead and have a quick look at the beam sabers. So the beam sabers are your pretty standard fare. It's just your sort of Star Wars Jedi beam saber, where you have just the cylindrical handle and the beam coming out at the very top, like so. These are quite long. There's a lot of flex in them. When I got them out of the box, they did have a bit of a bend to them, which I guess is just unavoidable for a piece of plastic this long and this thin. But it does add a bit of, I don't know, effect if you were to have the Gundam sort of having its beam saber in a striking pose where it was either having a down slash or an up slash. That slight bend in the beam saber sort of adds to sort of like a motion blur, if you will. So yep, you get two beam sabers. They're quite long. They look, well, pretty standard really, but yeah, at least you have the beam sabers as well as all the beam rifles, the hyper bazooka, the shoulder cannon, and you also have anti-infantry guns on the wrists of each arm. So on the left arm here, you have the anti-infantry gun. See if you can see that. The armor on the hand fell off. You trying to embarrass me, Gundam? Me doing my first video review, you're just embarrassing me. Your components falling off like so. But, oh, and like that, the actual hand comes off as well. Oh dear. Okay, but that is the anti-infantry gun there on the wrist. And you can have them on both wrists there. So if we show you the right wrist, there you can see it's just flat, but you can remove that component there and then attach the anti-infantry gun onto the wrist there. Okay, so now you are double anti-infantry. No one's going to mess with you. So there you have all the weapons, and now I can show you the muzzle flash effects. And finally, let's have a look at the muzzle flash effects that we get with this master grade. So we have 3 different muzzle flash effects, which are basically clear plastic with a slight yellow tint. To be honest, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a huge fan of these clear plastic special effects that you can get with some of the Gunplas that Bandai has released recently. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to add that sort of production value, I guess, in the final display for those who like to display their Gundams. I just don't think they look very good. I mean, if anything, you'd want a muzzle flash like this, but to light up. But I guess that would be asking a little bit too much from Bandai for special effects like these. But we'll go ahead and attach these to the Gundams so you can have a look and decide for yourself. I believe this one is for the Gatling gun, so if we just move that arm away a bit so I can lift this component up there, and then we can push back the flap. Gosh, this is a bit tricky. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if you lift up that Gatling gun there on the body units, you can attach the muzzle flash effect there. So let's get this close to the camera so you can see what that looks like. I mean, to me, I'm just not a huge fan of these special effects, but let me know what you think in the comments section below. It just looks a bit tacky, to be honest. It doesn't look very detailed. Maybe it's the color of the plastic, or the plastic itself. It needs to be slightly different to pull off the muzzle flash effect. That's the cannon muzzle flash there. So you get that close to the camera again. You can see that. And then you get one more for one of the anti-infantry guns on the wrist. So I'll just quickly attach that here. Let's put the there we go. Just position that in a sort of downward motion as if he was shooting at infantry. Okay, so those are the muzzle flash effects that you get. Not a huge fan, to be honest. I mean, it does add a bit to the display of the Gundam, but I think if I was to display this particular master grade build, I would do without them. But let me know in the comments section below what you think. I'd really like to know how you feel about these special effects. Okay, and that is all the components that make up the Gundam RX-78-02 from the anime series Gundam The Origin. Thanks for watching our first unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments section below what you thought. Next video we will be looking at the Master Grade Gundam Barbatos. I really want to make more of these unboxing review videos for you and to complement our web store www.otakurus.com. So your comments and feedback are greatly appreciated. We at times get early access to new upcoming Gundam models and other Japanese collectibles, hobby items and toys, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get early access to new releases right here in Japan. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Google+. If you haven't done already, please visit our web store for Gundam models, Japanese hobby items, video game accessories and much, much more. Don't forget to check out our other videos on YouTube. Thank you again and see you next week.